Lesson 117, the 8th Commandment. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbour. What are we commanded by the 8th Commandment? By the 8th Commandment we are commanded to speak the truth in all things, but especially in what concerns the good name and honour of others. God is the God of truth, and we are obliged to respect that truth. If we would prove ourselves children of God, we should, like Him, always respect the truth. I am the way and the truth and the life, says our Lord. You shall not lie. This is why a lie, even when told for a good purpose, is always a sin, because it is contrary to the nature of God. The lover of truth is like God and well-pleasing to Him. The lover of truth is also held in esteem by his fellow men, who know that they can trust him, for in him, as in Nathanael, is no guile. Even if we suffer from telling the truth, we shall be saved trouble and shall possess a clear conscience. A habitual liar not only is often led into grave sin, but forfeits the trust of his fellow beings, and is the cause of a great deal of harm. When people know that one is a habitual liar, they do not believe him even when he tells the truth. Better a thief than an inveterate liar, yet both will suffer disgrace. Our neighbour's good name. In the 8th Commandment, God forbids us to detract in any way from our neighbour's honour or reputation. It is our good reputation that keeps us well thought of and well spoken of among our fellow men. A good name is more desirable than great riches, and high esteem than gold and silver. The esteem of others is essential to real happiness. Those who know they are despised by their fellow men are not likely to be happy in this life. One who brings another into disrepute is a thief, stealing a good name. A good name is acquired by consistent struggle, by leading an upright life, by defending ourselves whenever false accusations are made against us. This is why, in ordinary cases, we do our good works openly in accordance with our Lord's injunction. So let your light shine before men in order that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. Good works are the best means of defending a good name. We must, however, be sure we do not do our good works only to make a show before men, but chiefly to please God. When our name is in danger, we should defend ourselves and justify ourselves. But it is foolish to make too much fuss over trifles, as going to court over nothing. If we would not speak so often, we would avoid many sins into which we habitually fall, consisting of sins of the tongue. Most of the sins committed are sins of the tongue: lying, backbiting, slander, gossip, calumny, detraction, the telling of secrets, all the results of talkativeness. Let us try an experiment. For one whole day, do not speak unless absolutely necessary, but each time you would have talked, jot down what you had wanted to talk about. At the end of the day, you will see how many useless things wasteful of time, not to mention unkind and sinful things, you had wanted to say. If people would only hold their tongues, how much more useful they could be. Truthfulness promotes the general welfare of society and mutual trust among men. The orderliness of the social order depends greatly on members speaking the truth. Let us imagine our own special community with our favourite friends and tradesmen, with those we contact every day on various matters. Let us imagine the situation if we were not certain they were telling the truth all the time, but only a probable 10% of the time. What is an evasion? An evasion is a statement that may be interpreted in two ways. We are permitted to give an evasive or double-meaning answer when there is no obligation to answer, and in order to conceal a secret we have an obligation or a right to keep, and to shield ourselves or others from harm. In an evasive reply, the hearer deceives himself by his interpretation of what he hears. Saint Athanasius, Bishop of Alexandria, was concealed in a vessel on the Nile when the soldiers of the Emperor Julian overtook and stopped it. On their inquiring where Athanasius was, his servant replied, "He has not gone far." The soldiers went onward. We are not supposed or expected to tell everybody our private affairs or those of our friends or superiors. Many persons, out of carelessness or curiosity, have a most irritating habit of asking very personal questions, such as, "Where have you been? Where are you going? Did you have a visitor? Where do you get so much money? What do you do all day? What is your work now? How much did you pay for your dress? Why did you leave home?" etc. If we are asked indiscreet questions by such curious or ill-bred people, we have a right to give an evasive answer. At best, these questions are a sign of extreme ill-breeding. We should be more thoughtful and discreet and give everybody the right to his own private affairs. Answering, "He is not at home," is a social custom understood to mean that the person is not receiving callers, even if he is in the house. If a person we cannot trust tries to borrow money from us, we can say, "I have no money," meaning I have none to lend you. When another has the right to the truth, we must answer simply and openly. Such is the case in buying or selling, or in drawing up an agreement. It would be against justice if two persons about to marry were to deceive each other by evasions about money matters and other things. What does the 8th commandment forbid? The 8th commandment forbids lies, rash judgment, detraction, calumny, and the telling of secrets we are bound to keep. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. Wherefore put away lying and speak truth each one with his neighbour, because we are members of one another.